Hello, friends. Welcome to our live. Today, we have a conversation. It is Saturday, 29th October. We have conversation with someone who I admire very much. She is a teacher, and he's here to share some knowledge with us regarding teaching, speaking to non-native English students. She's going to share with us some skills on how to help our students to develop their speaking skill, as well as getting rid of a shame to interact in the target language, although with some mistake, which is not too relevant to someone who is learning. I'm going to invite her to make part of this conversation. Actually, she's okay. It didn't take long.
I learned
It makes me happy.
I'm feeling in a dark place.
When
let
I
me
do something.
let me try to be.
My friends,
give me just 1 minute.
This is my new
give me
page,
just 1 minute.
And I want
Give me
to
just 1
invite
minute,
you all
Salomon.
who are watching this live right now to, oh my God, we have again, but she's going to be back soon. As I was saying, my friends, okay, oh, okay, oh my God, what's going on? Okay, as I was saying, my friends, this is my new page where our live will be passing through. So I want to invite you all to share this page and ask your friends and your friends' friends to put like and share as well the same page, because we'll grow with your helping. Okay, and the only way to help us is sharing what we've been presenting to you guys, because at the end, all of us take something with what we've been sharing with you in terms of knowledge. Let me invite again teacher Isabel. Oh, I can't find what's going on now. Okay. Teacher Isabel, I was already afraid. Okay.
Easy. Like, I'm trying to look for a good
to me
place
last
to
Saturday
be.
Could happen again this Saturday. How is the sound like,
gosh,
teacher
where am I
Isabel?
going to be?
Although she's still preparing herself to be stable.
This is why I left, because I was looking for
conversation. My friend, yesterday, last Saturday, we should be talking with teacher Adilson, but we had some problem, and we had obligatory to postpone our conversation for tomorrow, Sunday. But today we have someone who is a teacher, and I admire her very, very much. She is the one who's going to share some knowledge with us regarding the topic I've mentioned, and I'm going to mention it again. Don't worry, Salomon, I'm just trying to organize speaking the place where I am. English students.
Oh gosh.
Teacher Isabel Diogo, How are you? You still organizing yourself, and I'm real higher, inspired to make it happen. How is the sound like, teacher Isabel? She's hello.
I'm sorry, friend. I'm really sorry.
Oh my God!
I was
can't
looking for
hear
a place.
You. Let me use my
You know, I had
so that I can hear what you.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Right now I can.
Yeah, here I am. Can you hear me?
Okay, how are you? Yeah, I can very well.
This is the phone. I'm sorry for this embarrassment. Happens
No
that
problem.
I was in a place and I was testing my image so that it doesn't happen the same as yesterday.
Yeah.
I was in a place where you couldn't see well my face, and so I was trying to look for an angle in which you can see my face better. Yeah, but
You mulattoes, teachers, try to look to many excuses. I don't know why. Oh my God.
we are not mulattoes. Come on. Yeah.
I'm
So
just joking.
that's it. Yeah.
Just
Well,
tell me.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Thanks God. Although a little bit tired, but I'm okay. What about you?
I'm like a fish in water.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Yeah, because I have you on the other side to teach me some tips on how to teach speaking to my students, as I'm a teacher as well.
And
Okay,
how
we are
come
not
a
going.
teacher?
Mm-hmm.
How come
Thank
a
you,
teacher
thank you.
asking to another teacher how to how to teach speaking when the teacher already know?
Because before stepping in to your teaching setting, you were the first one in this setting. That's why I have to take a lot from you. Me and the audience as well.
Let's do the following. We're going to change ideas because you also know a lot of things about it.
Hey, I'm getting rid of this. I don't want problem. Oh.
You are a writer. Remember that you are a writer. Apart from being
right
a
now,
teacher,
I'm
you
no
are
longer a writer.
Oh no, you are. You really are. Let's go, my friend. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks, and too happy to see you on the other side. And what makes me happier than than a previous Saturday is that you take it fast. Last Saturday we had a problem with teacher Adils, and it was mobile phone problems actually. And today we didn't take long. I was getting a lot of message from my from the audience who were expecting to watch the live and learn something with teacher Adilson. But it isn't over. We are going to have him tomorrow, Sunday, and today we have you over there. Actually, you are going to reduce the anger of those who did of those who were sending message to me, worrying about what happened last Saturday. Teacher Isabel Diego, we are not going to waste our time. Let's already start with our questions. And the first question to teacher Isabel is to tell me how many years has been teaching English?
Well, professionally, I've been teaching English for this is the 9th year. For 9 years. I mean, I'm sorry. Okay. For 9 years, yeah, professionally.
Okay,
When I say professionally,
professionally.
means that since the time I start studying at the shed, I start studying science of education.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
And actually the course were English?
Which course?
I mean,
Didn't
in
get.
I think a second school.
No, unfortunately, it wasn't. I wanted to work. I mean, I wanted to start to do my high school at INE, but at that time there was no more vacancy for me. So my older brother took me to another school. Actually, that was the 3 worst school year in my life
Okay.
ever. I didn't like the course. I'm
Uh,
telling you, I didn't like the course. I didn't like. I mean, the school I did like because of my classmates. I made a lot of friends there. But the course, no. I always say it to everyone. I didn't like that
okay.
course.
And was it your dream to be an English teacher, a teacher of English in this case?
Honestly, no.
Okay.
Honestly speaking, I wanted to be a doctor, to study
Okay.
medicine.
Okay.
Yeah, and if I couldn't study medicine, I would maybe study psychology or any other course related to, I mean, to people, to take care of people,
Okay.
To work with people, because me and machines and all those stuff, I don't get along with that. You know,
Okay.
so I never, in my deepest dreams, I never ever thought to be a teacher of English. But when I
Okay.
went to shed,
Okay.
at that time I already I was already teaching English in a language center. Although I was still a student of English at that time, I was just teaching in beginner level.
Okay.
When I went there, my first option was to enroll myself in psychology course.
Okay.
But unfortunately, there was no
Vacancy.
vacancy again
Okay. I'm so sorry.
because of I mean, due to lack of classrooms.
Okay.
We who did the first year at the Makulusu, we didn't used to have so many classrooms. So English was actually my second option. I just went there for going. Yeah.
Okay. And how
As I
was your
already had a year
engagement?
without studying. Wait.
How was your engagement with the language? Was it too difficult to speak the same language, in this case English, or it was easier for you?
Well, at that time, I already used to speak English, although not the way I speak now, right?
Okay.
That was not that hard for me to speak English, and I did the written test normally. If I'm not mistaken, I took 9.5, and that was a good mark to step to the oral test.
Okay.
And in the oral test, I I scored 14. I remember at that time, teacher Pashi, Isaac Pashi, is the one who,
Assessed you.
how can I say, who assessed me? Yes, who assessed me, and I didn't even realize, because we were just having a very good talking, and I didn't realize that he was already testing me.
Okay.
Yeah, that was funny
Okay.
because I was not expecting to even score a 14 marks.
Okay. Great, great, great. Now, your food today comes from English, which was your second option
Indeed.
at university, if I can say. Now let's go into our main business, which is teaching, speaking to non-native English students. But before this, actually, we have been facing a lot of troubles when it comes to define as a teacher method and strategy. Method and strategy are the same thing or are not? If not, what is the difference between both?
Well, in my understanding, method is a systematic way of doing something, like step by step. I'm talking about mainly in those. I'm talking about the classroom environment, reality. Okay. And the strategy is like is a plan of action that. Let me just say something. Is a plan of action that a teacher uses to achieve an overall name. For example, let me give let me give an example. I can set, for example, methods to teach my students. Okay, I'm going to use this method, that method, and so on. But then I realized that I'm having problems with some students, and I have to look for a strategy to fulfill a need of a specific student in that specific moment, Okay. Yeah, that's what I understand by, the difference between method and strategy. And I also believe that it has, the meaning of them or the difference of them vary according to the context in the classroom, okay, in the world, in any other area. So
okay. Then in our in our specific setting, which is in the classroom, as you were saying, it means that the strategy is more specific rather than methods. Okay. Sure. Okay. Good. Okay. And then my second question is, as a teacher, okay, what kind of strategy can we use in the classroom to boost our student interacting in the target language?
Well, it's a very interesting question. And to start answering this this question, okay, I wanted to state, if I can say like this, a theory developed by an author called Scott Stumbury. I bought his book when I was writing my term paper. When we are to say about methods or strategies, before stating Stumbury, I have to say that a teacher needs to use methods, techniques, or strategies according to the student's need. Okay. Okay. A teacher needs to know the type of students that he is with. I cannot come just with the set of strategies among students or for all the students, because students are different, not only in terms of age, in terms of behavior, but students, we have different students. That we have those students who understand the things better when they see, the so-called visual students. We have those students who understands better the things when they hear. If they don't hear and they don't see, they are more they get confused, or they don't understand anything. So one step, there are 3 steps according to Scott Turnberry. There are 3 steps for a teacher or a learner know what he or she is in need. First, let me just read here. I wrote down a small draft which says that before implementing any activity, a teacher needs to pay attention to 3 aspects. First, attention. Second, noticing. And third, understanding. The first one, which is attention, says that the students need to be attentive, to be alert, to be involved, and curious in the lesson. Imagine this is the first, right? This is the first day of the lesson, and I'm there just to get the first contact with the students. And since the first day, I me as a teacher, I have to start studying my students, the type of students that I have. Those who speak too much, those who are attentive, those who are lazy, those who are talkative, and so forth. So I need to see who are these students so that I call the attention to these students for them to be alert, to be this, to be that, okay? To be curious, to be involved in the classroom. Because for me as a teacher, I already realized that this student lacks attention. I have to call his attention so that he himself or she also realizes, okay, the problem that he has through being attentive. Then we're going to the noticing. Noticing is the conscious registering of the occurrence. I am alert, and for being alert, for being curious, for being attentive in the lesson, I start consciously realizing what's going on in the classroom. The teacher is analyzing the student, and the student himself, yeah, can I?
No, you may come up.
Yes, and the student himself or herself is also there, okay, trying to see what's going on in the classroom. Then we have the third step, which is the understanding. What is the understanding? The understanding is the recognition of a general rule or principle or pattern. Okay, for example, in the classroom, the recognition of the knowledge that you need to learn. For example, for example, a ninth grade student, okay, who is, okay, we are in the first day of the lesson. I'm teaching ninth grade, for example, and I ask my student to conjugate a verb. For example, the so-called, the very famous verb to be. Students that are in ninth grade, they already saw verb to be in the 7th grade, in the 8th grade. And when it comes to ninth grade, the student is not able to conjugate this verb. If this student was alert in the classroom while the teacher was doing his things, and he was also noticing, and then when we come to the third step, which is the understanding, me as a teacher, I realize that this student may know, for example, the form of the verb to be, the 3 forms, am, is, and are. But if I ask this student to conjugate this verb, the student is not able to do it. That's because the students lack the knowledge about the personal pronouns. Because when the student doesn't know the personal pronouns, he's not able to conjugate the verb, because for conjugating a verb, we need to use the personal pronouns. So these three steps are very important, not only for the teacher, but also for the student. Where do I want to reach with this? I want to say that before implementing a strategy or something like, a teacher needs to know the problem that the student have first. After noticing the problem that the students have and understanding it, the teacher will be able to, first of all, call the attention of the student that he has to do this, this, and that, and the teacher itself is going to to look for the strategies that he's going to use to fulfill the student's need.
Okay. But there is a curiosity which raised right now. It is in Angolan context where most of school, in terms of student, most of schools, okay, we have overloaded classroom with more than 45 students in some school. Is it possible to know each student's problem and try to overcome them, to make them learn the language as such?
Well, possible it is. When we want to do something, when we want to achieve a name, we look for any other thing to help us. Of course, it isn't easy. Imagine a classroom where I have 50 students, okay, which is not normal, because according to, I mean, we know that the amount of students that we have to have in the classroom is 45, if I'm not mistaken. 35, 45 students maximum, isn't it?
Okay,
In
40,
public
it
schools,
should be
because
14.
in 40 students, isn't it? Right. That's great that you are also a teacher. Yeah, and sometimes there are other external aspects
Okay.
that prevent this reality or these things to happen. Like, I mean, we have, for example, schools where we have, mainly in public schools, where we have more than 45 students. It's impossible for a teacher of any subject to know the student in a day or even in a week. It's even just the name. I'm not only talking about the behavior of the student, but the name itself. It's hard. But throughout the first term, the teacher can manage to start studying his or her students. And yes,
Okay.
as I was saying a few minutes ago, soon as we realize the problem that our students have, we now going to look for strategy. I may say, okay, we may use, for example, dialogues. We may use, for example, what's that? Role playing. We may use, for example, use those realia, all those realia in the classroom. Yes, but we cannot only use the things in vain, like just for using. Okay, we need to see. It's like a doctor. Before telling or saying to the person who is sick, the sick person, the type of medicine that he or she is going to take, the person needs to go through an amount of analysis. It has to do analysis, has to do tests, you see.
Okay,
Yeah, and so for teachers who are there listening to me, they already know that before implementing an activity, we need to know what the students need. Let me give you one example.
Okay.
I had a few years ago, I had a student who didn't attend. She was a 9th grade student back in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. She didn't attend she didn't have English in 7th and 9th grade. She didn't have. She used to study French as optional language in the school. She had French. And when she was in 9th grade, she had English as an optional language. You can't imagine how hard it was for me to work with that student. There were days that I had to put her sitting in another place with different contents, okay, of that that I would use to teach in that day, because she actually didn't know almost anything about English. And this is when the teacher then feel frustrated, because it's like, oh, come on, why do I have this student in the classroom? You start thinking what to do with this type of students. So it's not an easy task, actually. Being a teacher is like being an artist. You have to guess, to think all the time. Even when you are in a cab, when you are asleep, you have to think about a lot of things to implement.
Just saying that, but before another question, there is a friend of ours who are watching our live, and his name is Silvano Tavares. Silvano Tavares said that he's taking some notes, okay, and it's good. It's good. Don't stay. Don't leave this moment for a while, because teacher is Isabel Diego, has a lot of things to tell us. You already take note. That's why I'm with my pen right here. I'm taking note too.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
There is actually you've said something extremely important, and actually in the classroom we always face students who are interesting to attend your class and to try, although they can't manage it. And there are those students who don't care about the subject and don't want even to try. In this specific case, as a teacher, what can we do in order to boost those students' attention and interest, start participating in the class?
Okay, that's a very interesting question again. Before starting to answer this question, I wanted to say something to everybody out there that we need to bear in mind something. Every human being is born with an innate capacity of doing something. For example, there are people who never went to a school, but they are great with numbers.
Okay.
They are great with business. There are people who just studied until fourth grade, but they are great with learning languages, for example. No matter where he or she goes, she or he understands very well what people are saying. To say that in the classroom, it's also like this. We have, first of all, those people who are not there for being in the classroom. They're just obliged to be there because their parents told them to go. Oh, you have to go to school to have a great future, brilliant future.
You're obliged to.
You have to go to school because of this or because of that. 1, 2. There are people in the classroom who hate the teacher, even when you didn't do anything bad to them. Mainly teenage. I'm saying it because I've been working with teenagers, and teenagers love easy and faster. They hate and love. They hate faster and easy too. I mean, they have their emotions all everywhere. I mean, they just they're emotional at all.
Okay.
And a teacher have to bear in mind that there are teachers, there are students who are in the classroom, but they don't like your subject. They were obliged to go to school. They are not good with languages, and so on. So, bearing in mind this aspect, a teacher it will be easier for a teacher to know what to do, to implement some methods or activities to work with these students. For those students who don't like to go to school, for example, a teacher, first of all, before teaching the contents that he prepared for the lesson, it's important for a teacher to have 5 or 2 minutes with this student to talk with him or with her. My love, this is the following. Well, I'm not playing the role of a romantic teacher. I'm just saying because I've been facing these realities. I'm talking about my own realities.
Okay.
You have to talk to a student, even if you take 2 minutes, just talk to him right there. You go close, you stay close to the student and talk to her. My darling, this is the following. You know, there are a lot of students, there are a lot of people, a lot of children who are in the streets. They don't have their parents. They are orphans. They are jobless. They are homeless. They don't have anyone beside them to pay school, to give money, to give food. So if you have your parents who are doing it for it, you have to be grateful. Try to take into account your parents' advices. You are here in the school, and please take the advantage of what the teacher are teaching you, because it will be very helpful for you tomorrow. Even if you don't want or you don't like this subject, try to be peaceful with it, because at the end of the day, you are the one who will you will gain with it.
Benefit.
You have to conquer the student. You have to conquer. You have to mobilize the student. The student. You have to convince him that this is where he is the best place to be there right now.
Okay.
When you start doing it, you are conquering the heart of the student. And if you do it at least 2 times in a week, you will see that the student will start to react, to give a feedback to you. He even will start to do the exercises and calling you, teacher, I already did it. Teacher, I have finished. Teacher, is it okay? Is it? Why? Because we have a lot of students who also lack
support, that motivational words from
their
parents.
Okay. Yes, there are students who are facing the process of divorce of their parents. There are students who face their parents fighting to each other, and there are a lot of things that student brings from the house. There's someone calling me. Can I just answer and telling her to there's someone calling me. Can I?
Right now, with this phone, you no, you can't. You can't.
Okay, anyway, I'm going to ring her back later.
Okay,
yeah.
Mr. Silvenio Tavares, from other side, if you actually, if you paid attention to teacher Isabel Diego's advice, actually advise you to take note, because it's really important. You have to be romantic. And we have also teacher Silvenio Young over this, and he said, I'm tuned.
Right.
Yeah, they
so let
watching.
Me go on. So yeah, when the student feels that the teacher is not only interested in the students for doing the exercise, for studying, for them in the classroom, but is also worried about his feelings, the student starts to open himself or herself. Okay. I had a girl this school year that ended a few months ago, who was suffering bullying in the from her classmates. She was a great student. She used to be there, very motivated. She used to like my subject. Another teacher used to speak the same about her. But as she was suffering bullying, she started to close herself, to sleep in the classroom. If someone says something, she used to react in a very bad way. Yes, and then one day I stopped the lesson. I went close to her and I asked her, "What's going on, honey? What's going on with you? You are no longer participating in the lesson. You are no longer laughing with us. You are no longer well positioned in the classroom. What's going on?" First time, she didn't want to talk to me. She said, "Teacher, I'm sleepy." Okay, I told her, "Go to the toilet and wash your face." She went, and then she went. She came back, and she was in the same way. I tried again. "What's going on with you?" And then she started to open herself, saying that she was suffering bullying. She was a thin girl like me, and people used to call her Andorinha, as we say. I don't know how to say Andorinha in English right now. I forgot. Yeah.
Let's leave it to teacher Silvenio Young. Ineos.
Okay.
Write it over there.
Like a bird. They used to call her bird, and she used to feel offended with that. And sometimes you have to stop our lesson. You have to attend these situations. Yeah.
Okay, great. I got you. And now Now,
I
what
guess I
to do
haven't
with
yet answered the question, right?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't
And
yet
I
answered
would
the
like to
question.
know what to do with the student who speak no English, okay,
Yeah. Well,
in the
students who speak
classroom.
no English, as a teacher, we have to make them speak English. How?
How?
Okay, I know that this student already studied English in 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, and right now I'm here, Isabel, teaching students of 11th grade. What's the problem? My student doesn't speak English until now. What am I going to do? It's hard to say, but I will have to do something to motivate this student first. Student like this example that I'm giving is a real one. I have a student like this. What did I do? I took my computer and there was a video lesson. I mean, the content that I had that I prepared was a video one, a video lesson. And I took the student from the place where he was, and I put him in front of me. He was close to me. Okay, my focus was all over the class, but I had a specific focus on him. He started to get worried because my attention was in him, and I had to question him about the things that he saw in the video. I was encouraging him to speak repeatedly because there are things that we have to do it repeatedly using that behaviorist perspective. I can say like this.
Like Skinner. Is
Use,
that Skinner?
yeah, B.F.
Behaviorism,
Skinner, yes. Yes,
Skinner.
B.F.
Yeah.
Skinner's, yeah.
Okay.
Like you tell him once.
What's going on? We having a problem. You know, it's kind of. My friend, we having a network problem. I hope we overcome it soon. Oh my God. Okay. Our live still on. We just lost her for a moment, and I think it's going to be back soon. It is a network problem. It happened. The most important that's learning something with her. Okay. Uh, okay, there are some questions here from okay. My friends, Silvana Tavares, I'm going to read your question to her so that she can answer them. Okay, it's probably looking for a way to get in back. My friends, we had a problem with teacher Isabel Diogo. She's trying to solve this problem right now, and we are going to be back soon. Today, actually, I advise you to leave your phone for a minute, okay, while she's solving her phone's problem. Then we are going to be back on the air to finish with our conversation. Don't stay on the other side. Just switch off for a while your data, your phone, okay, not to waste your data. Then enter again so that we can resume our conversation. Actually, we are not going to resume it in this how can I say in this live which is passing right now. We might open another one so that we can resume the conversation. But Mr. Silvano Tavares, I would like to have you addressing these questions to the next live we are going to make in a few minutes. Okay, stay over there tuned. That's a problem happened. Don't get worried. It happened, and we're trying to manage it in order to go in the air again.